episode of Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully, all is well in y'all life. God is good. God is good. God is good. Um, Beautiful day. Life is great. If you come in on the live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very, very much. And that's real talk. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. But a lot of things are happening in the world. But in spite of all of that, we are blessed people. Um, the reason why I titled this video, let's talk about it, because it doesn't matter to me what the subject is, but you know, sitting here watching, looking at one of my portfolios anyway, while we are on this live. And what's up, Chicago? J. Rowe from Chicago. God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hit the like button for a brother. Please hit the subscribe button for a brother if you haven't already. Sitting here looking at, I don't know if anybody into crypto that's on the live. I mean, I know I just got started, but if you're a person that's into cryptocurrency, just say I buy crypto in the chat or something to that nature. Just let me know that you. And the only reason why I say that because I know that cryptocurrency right now is for the most part in the gutter. For the most part. But I've been loading up. And if you've been buying crypto, if you feel up to it, whatever, just say, yeah, I have, and maybe give me an idea of what y'all been buying. Because that's what I've been loading up on cryptocurrency. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm usually into buying dividends. That's usually my move. I stay on the same thing of investing in companies that pay out a dividend. That's my like. That's what I like to do the most. So I usually just kind of stick to that. But I do invest in stuff, a little bit of risky stuff that don't pay out a dividend, but I do invest in it. But it's rare. Like most of my portfolio is filled with investments that are of stocks and stuff that pay out some type of form of dividend. So that's where I usually invest my money in. But there is a part of me that takes some risk where I might invest into a startup company or something that's considered to be one that's on its way up, which I know have a higher risk. And I do invest in some cryptocurrency just to see what it is. Yeah, I got some meme coins and a few others or whatever. But of course, we know that crypto is a risky move. But if you're not willing to take the risk, then you're not going to get the possible reward. Thoughts on Monad? I'm not too sure about Monad. That's a crypto? Because don't get me wrong, there's so many cryptos I don't remember all. But hood activist. Is Monad a crypto? It sounds like it is. And I might have heard of it, but I'm not too sure. I can tell you like this: if it is, I I have no thoughts on it. If we want to look at it that way, I do hold crypto, but I have some of the more popular names like Shiba. I have some Trump coin. I got some Bump. Oh, okay, cool. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate you letting me know that. I had no thoughts on it, but I probably will look into it just to see. I'm gonna be honest with you. The one I'm loading up on the most, and even though meme coins are high risky, I'm Bunk. That's the one I'm loading up on the most. Can't tell you why because I don't know why. I'm just going in. I mean, I have some Shiba, I have some Trump coin. I'm actually loading up on the meme coins, and yeah, we know that it could take a route that might not be Pleasing, but here's the thing: scared money don't make money. At the end of the day, scared money doesn't make money. Yeah, that's cool. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. Yeah, I mean, I get why anybody would chill, because I look at the market cap sometimes with some of those meme coins, and it's sometimes the higher the market cap. This is just my opinion. This is not I got the answer to stuff. Sometimes the higher market cap sometimes can be a little scary. Oh, okay, yeah, I got some peep too. But I right now I didn't have no crypto, and I just started because I wait for crypto to go into like a detrimental state where I see it at right now before I even consider buying it, and before I consider the risk. So most of what I've been buying has been recent. So I'm quite sure, Hood, you're probably a person that follow crypto a little more closer, so you'll understand why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Is I think the reward is a little more higher than the risk right now. So it is what it is. I mean, we don't know where it's going to go. Plus, in my opinion, again, don't mean it's going to go this way. It's just my opinion. The more I think we get closer to the holidays, the more I think crypto is going to have a hot moment. And that's another reason why I'm kind of loading up as we speak. And you got a good run out of it, out of Purple People. Yeah, it's again, you don't know in stocks. With crypto, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I went to so that's why I'm loading up. Listen, I ain't built like that. Some people got a ton of money. I ain't built like that. I'm trying to get there. That's all I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to get there. Most of my money are invested into dividend stocks and things of that nature. So I just kind of stick to what I know. But every once in a while I deviate from my program. And this is one of those moments where I'm kind of deviating from what I do on a regular basis and going into, okay, let me just see where this goes. Let me see where this goes. Everybody, if you person that do investment, it comes with risk. And I say, if you ain't willing to lose it, then don't invest it. But so far, so good. For the most part, I'm winning across the board, and I cannot complain. A year or so back, it wasn't looking good for a long time, but things started changed administration wise and stuff like that. My portfolio has jumped back, and it looks good. Of course, anything you always want more, even though you get more, you want a little bit more, whatever. But for the most part, everything looks good, and I ain't complaining. And for those that on my live, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. But for the most part, I can't complain. I'm in the green with most of my stuff. The income is looking better. Some of the companies I had that cut dividends a while ago are starting to actually increase their dividends back up. So I ain't not complaining whatsoever at all. I can't complain because it's actually working out for me. But if you're on the live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. I just wanted to get into that. Well, you're only going to owe taxes if you sell. See, the thing is that you don't pay taxes on borrowed money. It's the best way I can look at it. You can look at that is you're not going to pay taxes on borrowed money. So what you do is you keep working and building your wealth, and then you run it off of borrowed money. You just don't overborrow. You don't overborrow. You don't overspend. But as long as you're living your life and you run it off of lean and mean, and you don't overborrow, and your investments are taking care of that, you be all right. Like my thing is I'm trying to build wealth not just for myself, but generational wise too. So some of it is for me, and some of it is for when I'm gone, for my kids. But you gotta decide what is it worth. What matters to you. people look at, oh, paying taxes. All right, so I got to exceed the tax amount. If I had to pay taxes, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like people that are rich and people that are billionaires pay taxes. And I know sometimes people think they don't. That's okay if I had to pay taxes. You can't let stuff like that unmotivate you where you're not trying to make money, where you're not trying to increase your value because you're worrying about I have to do this and I have to worry about that. It's okay to have to pay taxes, pay them. But look, make sure you're making good money. I'm always yelling, Donald. You know that. I ain't yelling about anything though. We just talking about money right now, really. Just I was just talking about asking anybody if they investing in crypto. Recently I've been kind of buying crypto. Most of the ones that I've been buying is probably meme coins. Oh, you've been trading since 2020? Yeah. Actually, if you started at 2020, that was a good time to jump in. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was, if you started out at the right time when COVID happened and everything crashed, if you started out right then and you just seen the market crash and you jumped in around that time, man, that was opportunity. That's real talk. And then when the market did all of that and all the massive sell-off and stuff, if you jumped in around that time and you could stomach that long enough, that was opportunity. That's what that was. Scared money don't make money. And if you scared at that moment, listen, I'm not gonna sit there and tell y'all I know everything, but I'm gonna tell you this is how I see big money in investments. They find a way to spook people out of the market to make sure you stay out of the game. That's it. I might be flat out wrong about this. This is just my perception of what I see on a larger scale. I see a lot of people coming to investing and stuff like that, and because big money know that the average person oh, okay, cool. That's what's up. Because big money knows that the average person trying to get into the stock market or get into investing and stuff like that, the minute they start to see their wealth diminish, they're going to run, they're going to panic, and they're going to sell off, and they're going to never come back. This is what I think big money, because I know it. I see it. Like, being that I've been doing this for quite a while, I see where somebody that's making money, that's trying to start out and investing and stuff like that, and how quick they just, because sometimes they come in ignorant and not really doing a lot of research and stuff like that. But even with that, a lot of times they come in with the mindset that I'm gonna make a bunch of money real quick, and that's where you go wrong, because it doesn't work that way. And then big money is there, and they have a level of wealth that they can manipulate the market to some extent, not totally, but to some extent. And when you start to get all of these new investors and new traders and stuff like that, and listen, when they drag their money out of there and you start to see your wealth diminish, a lot of times people panic when they see that, and they take the loss and they run and say, I'm not doing it no more. Right. And that's where I learned. You're absolutely right. Hood activist. When I started investing and I seen this on my own, and I'm like, man, they really got a lot of power behind what they're able to do. And that, don't get me wrong, they gangster with it. Listen, I don't have no beef with billionaires. I don't have no beef with millionaires. I feel like if a person is smart enough and wise enough to make money, that is. I do have a problem with the level of manipulation that goes on, and I have a problem with inside trading. I have a problem with that. I definitely have a problem with all of that stuff. I'm I'm trying to get with a married woman. She told me she wants me. Any advice? Well, hoodie activist already answered that for you, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have said the same thing. Run as fast as you can, and don't turn around. And listen, I usually don't give people relationship advice, but here's my point to that. If she don't care enough about the person that she's with to stick with the person that she's with, and listen, then you might all you're gonna do is you only gonna pick up the problem that the person already have. Leave it right where it's at Go find somebody for you that's for you and only you. That's just my opinion. Don't mean I'm right. You're gonna do what you're gonna do with your life, but that's what I'm. I mean, what's up, William? How you doing? God bless you. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Let me borrow $1. I mean, yeah, you can borrow $1. I don't know how I'm gonna get it to you, but what's good? What's good? Here's the thing, and this is why I'm adamant about investing. And I remember talking about investing a lot of time, and people would come back and say, you know what, no, and then I can always tell by their emotions that they're not going to survive, that they're not going to last long. Being an investor, and I'm not talking about a stock trader, I'm talking about an investor. Believe me, in my opinion, there's a big difference between somebody that's investing and somebody that's a stock trader. Being a person that believes in investing, I watch people get so emotionally involved that they're not hear what you're saying. They just, oh yeah, because in their head, they only see money. And then they looking for a quick return on their investment. That's just what, and you can clearly see it. And because they're not really listening to what you're saying, they jump in head first, real quick, real fast, and they end up making a bunch of bad choices too fast. And then they lose steam, and then they run away, and then they're done. I watched it so many times. I've seen the same repetitive behavior, and I'll come back to the same person, and they'll be like, appreciate the donation, bro. Really, really do, man. Really do. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very much. God bless you. God bless you, man. Real talk. And I watch people, and they'll run away. Listen, they'll run away and then not come back, and then they out of the game. And then they'll ask me later on, year or two later, like, man, how you doing? You still? Yeah. I got in this because I see the real prize. I was patient. I was diligent. And I just stepped to the program. Listen, I'm not rich, but not by any means. I'm on the path. That's the best way I can explain it. I ain't broke neither, but I ain't rich. And I'm on the path of getting there. And that's why I keep telling people, like, get your feelings out of it, get your emotions back, be patient, watch the market, watch what's happening. If you do that for about a good year, right, and you watch it, and you watch what they're happening throughout it, if you go through watching earnings season, if you go watching how it's affected politically, if you go watch how, when some news come out and things are crashing, all of these factors that come in, right? Guess what? You'll understand, you'll be able to stomach a lot more, and you'll understand it, and your reactions, you will change your format of how you invest. And what you will do is you'll just sit back, stack money, and wait for opportunity. Sit back, stack money, and wait for opportunity. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $2. I don't care if it's free. Man can't have no feelings. and you know what? I get what you're saying. But and what will end up happening in that process is that the more you became patient and the more you became consistent, you're eventually going, even in a bad situation, if you smart and you wise, you can bring yourself out of a bad situation. That, bro, William, man, God bless you, man. That's nice. That's nice. Now, I mean, we're gonna clap hands, man, because I'm be honest with you, I'm celebrating with you. You know what I mean? I'm celebrating with you. That is a beautiful thought. And since we on the subject of that, right? And like here's the thing. Years a little while ago, months back, I was talking to, I lost 5K in the stock a couple of weeks back. You only lose if you stop. That's just my opinion. You only lose if you stop. Now, here's my point to that. I remember when I was buying EOG, right? And I mentioned this a while back. EOG is an energy company, and I was buying EOG a while back. And some of the people that be on my live, I actually told them I always talk about what I'm about to do or what I'm going to do. And I'm up a little bit, but I'm not up a whole lot. But I'm on the green side of that. All of this stuff started to play out. I started talking more about what I was going to invest. And I remember I was talking about I was trying to up my game in Ford. I had a little bit of Ford, and I said I'm going to buy up Ford as much as I can. Now, I kept going, and I've been buying up. And I said, once it goes green, wherever I'm at buying-wise, I'm going to stop, right? I'm up 38% Ford right now. Based off of what I got invested in Ford, I'm up 38%. Now, when you start talking about, hold on one second, and crypto, okay, yeah. That's what's up, hood activist. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And I'm quite sure you found your rhythm, man, and you made it work. What stocks am I looking at right now? What do I invest in? Most of what I invest in is dividend stocks. But I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story before I get into what I'm looking at today. MPW, right? Medical Property Trust. I started buying that stock, and it was a while ago. And when I say it went bad for me. And I want to tell y'all what I mean by that. That stock was roughly around $20, 4 or 5 years ago. Now, I've had this stock for a while. And then a story came out, and it just plummeted. Now, I didn't have a lot, but it just kept going down and down and down. And I said, you know what? Let me find out the story, get more details. And I said, there's a good chance they could recover from that. And this is it. And the stock code is MPW. And if you look at it over the 5 years, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If you just look at this stock over the 5-year period, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I just kept buying. Like when it dropped, I bought. And I said, man, I said, it might take me a while, but I'm going to hold on to it. Now, I had my average cost at the time was probably around $15. And I didn't have a lot. I'm telling you, I start out small. I'll tell people to start with $1. The reason why I tell people to start with $1 is because every time I put $1 into a stock, because you don't have to actually buy the whole stock, what it will do is it establishes an average cost for me. Once I average cost, the key after that is to lower that average every time I see the price drop. And the more money, if the further it goes down, I might put more. And I'm not saying this works 100%. This is just the way I do it. Now, so with Ford, let's say I'm at Ford at $12 a share, and I see Ford drop down to $8 a share. That's when I go a little heavier. And that will lower my average cost down. And then at some point, I get as low as I can, and then I'll just freeze there, and I say, I ain't buying no more. And what Ford ended up happening is I'm up 38%. Yeah, I agree. And listen, when I'm really stuck on my dividend, and I just ride it out. As long as I'm in the, what happens is once I go in the green with a company, I'll just hold on to it and keep collecting dividends. And the reason why I collect dividends for me is because being somebody that's a landlord who had property and rent out property, I look at dividends like rent. As long as I hold on to my position, they'll keep paying me rent. That's how I look at it. And I don't see nothing wrong with no one else's strategy. I agree with whatever way it makes you money, you stick to what makes you money. I do it the way I do it because that's what works for me. And I don't tell people to change what they do. That's just how I look at it. Now, hood activist, I'm not going to say it is or not, but I'm going to tell you what ended up happening. I ended up working my average cost, going back and forth a little bit. My average cost in medical property is now $4.34. That's where my average cost is at, right? Right now, the stock price is at $5.10 roughly. That can fluctuate from moment to moment. But right now, my average cost is at $4.34. Right now, it's at $5.10. The company is starting to recover. They lowered their dividend because of that reason, but now they're starting to increase their dividend, right? So I'm going to currently get 9 cents a share based off the shares that I own at an average cost of $4.34. So now the percentage return on my dividend is going to be a lot higher because I dropped my average cost so low. It's the same thing with Ford. Ford, my average cost is a little more than $8. So I'm going to get the 15 cents a share off of an $8 a share stock. Now I'm up a lot. I could sell it and hope that it dropped back down if I wanted to buy it back. But for the position that I am, I'll just keep collecting over a long period of time. Now, the dividend might go back in the forward if it drops back down or not. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And it is in the healthcare field, but I think they own the hospitals that they rent out. I think they own the land in the hospital. I'm not exactly sure because I got so much stuff, so many different places. I can't remember all of the details. But William, like I said, I don't tell people what they should not buy. But one thing I can say is this: is that, based off the story that I'm hearing, that I'm in my opinion, that their stock price is probably going to go back up to $10 overnight. Nope. I'm gonna say probably in another 6 months, maybe. Sometime next year it might hit back up to $10. That's just my opinion. Don't mean I know what I'm talking about. Don't mean that's going to happen. That's just my perspective. Am I going to sell it? No, I'm not. I'm just going to hold on to it. Buy Bitcoin. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Bitcoin's a buy right now. In my opinion, Bitcoin's a buy right now. I'm not telling people what to do with their money, but in my opinion, Bitcoin's a buy right now. If y'all on this live, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it very, very much. Right now we're on the subject of money, investing. One of the subjects that I love so much. I mean, sometimes they get into politics. I care less. I honestly, I do talk about politics and I do have my stance. But when you start talking about investing in money, that is a subject that I care more about than anything. Because at the end of the day, money matters because we got to live by it. That's how we make our life. That's how we buy stuff. That's how we take care of stuff. But my point is medical property was one of the ones. And I've done that same rhythm, or when I say how I invest, I've done it with a lot of different companies. And because I did that, I end up on the green side. And then if anything goes green for me, I don't buy no more. I just, okay, it's in the green. I look for something else. And that's the move that I did. And because I've stuck to that pattern, a lot of the things that I've invested in over time has actually rewarded me, especially the ones I've held on for long term. Yes, prosperity is wealth. Case in point, another one, Huntington Bank, right? For those that don't know, Huntington Bank, their stock code is HBAN. I own it currently at an average cost of $9.85. That is my average cost. Actually, I did sell some of this one time and took some profit and I dumped it somewhere else. But my average cost is $9.85. They're another company that pays about 15 cents a share every 3 months. Yes, HBAN. Now, I'm not telling y'all that this is a buy. Well, I'm just trying to give y'all an idea. The current price right now is $15.64. My total return percentage-wise is 58% return. What if you don't buy initially? What if you don't buy? And be honest with you, sometimes that has kicked me in the butt. That's the downside. I get where you're going with that, William. That's the downside of it because there were times, and if I understand your question correctly, I'm going to explain to you what I meant. This is where, if I understand you correctly, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. There's stuff in here that I own one share of, and I'm going to give you an idea of, and it went green, and I still won't buy no more. Qualcomm, and I know y'all know what this company is because they make semiconductors, right? Qualcomm, I own at an average cost of $119. I only have one share. Now, the stock price right now is $168. This is where I think I'm answering your question, William. The stock price right now is $168. I own one share at $119. So if I would have probably bought more of it, I'd have been all right. But I only worked it up to the point where I ended up with one share. And at that point, it went green on me. And I won't touch it no more. I've had that one share for a long time. And I won't touch it no more. But it is what it is. But I'm up 40% return. If I was to sell it right now, and I would make a 40% profit. I'm not selling it. I still collect a little bit of dividends off of it. Again, I'm getting dividends off of what I invest. I look at it from when me getting dividends off of what I invest, not what the actual price is at. So my average cost is $119. So I'm going to get dividends off of that $119 average cost. Bank of America is another one I did the same thing. And I'm hoping I'm answering your question is I own Bank of America. I didn't get a lot of it, right? My average cost in Bank of America is $29. I mean, I ended up only getting to 5 shares. That's how many shares of Bank of America I have. And I'm just letting y'all know where it's at. So I only have 5 shares of Bank of America, right? I have it at $29.64. That's my average cost. Bank of America is sitting at $52. My percentage return is 78%. Again, I probably could have made more money if I would have bought it when it went green for me, but I just won't do it. Once this turns green, wherever position I'm at, and when it hit green for me, when it goes above my average cost, I just will not buy no more. And that has been it's been rewarding in some cases because it's down and I'm buying a lot as I can. But then it's been not rewarding in some cases because because it went green and I probably said, you know what, I could have kind of bought more if I did. But I usually just take the money that I have and I'm making and I just go look for something else and start over with something else. And that's usually what I do. So even though I didn't get a chance to get more of that, I went and started working another stock the same exact way. And I keep doing the same pattern over and over. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it very, very much. And there are things. I love gold and silver, but do you think buying copper is good? I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. I ain't gonna sit there and try to answer that question with the knowledge of. Okay, I think gold is a good investment. I think silver is a good investment. But I'm gonna tell you what I think about copper is. It's going to be, you need copper to make a lot of this stuff, electronic wise. And I'm not saying it is a good investment, but I'm just giving you, if you understand the manufacturing and a lot of the products and stuff that we make technology wise, copper is a necessity. If you look at electrical wiring, inside the electrical wiring cables and stuff like that, they use copper. They need copper for a lot of stuff. So copper is one of those things you're going to always need. Now, do I think it's a good investment? I don't have copper directly, but I do have stock in mining companies that mine copper. Case in point, this is back to going to stock. No, I don't have no suppressors. I wish. I need to buy me a suppressor. That's a good question. Gun Sand Gaming, that is a good question. Why I don't have no suppressors? But give me a second. I want to get to a stock that that actually does. All right, Southern Copper, y'all. Just so y'all understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, I agree with you, William. I don't care. Like, here's the thing, and that's what I tell people. That's the reason why, William, I switched my top. My whole portfolio is switched on to total return. Just so y'all know, all of my portfolios that I use, whether it's Robinhood, Cash App, Webull Pay, all of these different ones, I switch it on total return. I can care less about stock price. I just establish the average cost. I get rid of the stock price because I don't care what it costs. I only work with what money I have to work with, and that's where I go at. Oh, yeah, I know about the oil filter. Yes, I try to buy low, William, too. But, see, a lot of people, William, I think you're probably one of those people that uses, that sits there stuff and, the watch. I'm not a watcher. That dollar for me is for me to put it in my portfolio with $1. That way it's in there. I don't use the watch list. The dollar that I use to establish my average cost is how I use it. I consider that to be my watch list. Just so it keeps everything where I want it at. So if I only put $1, that's like my average, that's my watch list. That's why I do the dollar. I know a lot of people like you probably use to set up an actual watch list and you watch for a good moment to buy, which is probably a better way to do it. But me, I just use the dollar and put it in my portfolio, and that dollar is establishing the average cost, and that's kind of like my watch list too. And then I work it from there. But when I was saying, but the person was actually saying about copper, I have stock in Southern Copper, right? So, and I've had it for quite a while. I don't know what my average is because they're getting ready to pay out another dividend, but I know I'm up percentage wise, a pretty good percentage. But yes, and I invest in oil. Ant like the bug. What's up, brother? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Make sure you hit the like button. Appreciate you. My favorite gun is the one of the ones that's behind me, which is my 458 SOCOM. Gun Saying Gaming, which is my 458 SOCOM. That is, it was built and made by Black Rain. That is my favorite gun. But I just got a 12 gauge shotgun. By why can't I think of the name? Who makes it? Gun B&H Arms, I think it is. B&H Arms, I think it is. But I just got a 12 gauge shotgun, semi-automatic. 12 gauge shotgun, semi-automatic. It's a clip fed semi-automatic shotgun. And that's starting to be, I only used it once and I did a video on it, just testing it out to see what it was. Cause a lot of people was talking about the 12 gauge shotguns that take the clips and stuff and how much they jam. Now with the clips that came with that gun, I had no problems. Now, when I tried to put that drum on there, the drum was an issue. So I probably wouldn't mess with the drum with it, but that's starting to come a close second because I like it. So that semi-automatic clip-fed shotgun, 12-gauge shotgun that I just recently bought, it's coming up to a close second with the 458 SOCOM. Yeah, that's why, William, me and you are kind of on the same page with that. I can care less about the price. I look at the value. I look at the opportunity. I go look at the health of the company if I have to. Like, some companies, you got to look at their financial health and stuff like that. There's other factors in there. But the dollar for me, putting $1 in there just establishes the average cost. I don't care if the stock price is $100, $200. I just look at that dollar setting that average cost. And every time that stock falls below that average cost, I try to buy more if I can. And for the most part, it worked. There's sometimes that it didn't. I got some stuff in my portfolio that is still sitting in the red to this day. But I still, yeah, I don't either. And me and you on the same page with that one, bro. But yeah, I still got some stuff I'm sitting in the red with. Some of it I'm bleeding money in, but for the most part, my portfolio overall is doing very, very well, and I ain't complaining at all. I ain't complaining at all. Yeah, it's about the same. It's not much different. A dollar. Listen, at this point, if I've been investing this long enough and I'm worried about losing $1, something wrong with me. It's just a matter, right? You're right. It's just a matter of perspective. It's whatever works for a person. And like I said, it works for me. It's been working for me. And don't get me wrong, there have been some times I bleeded some money out, but my portfolio overall is doing very, very well. And I am not complaining. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. But yeah, so as far as copper go, I think copper is a good investment, but everybody got to look at the value of what they want to do and what they're willing to take the risk and lose or gain. If scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. I'm doing okay with Ford. I'm doing okay with General Motors. I'm doing okay with Stellantis. Not so much with Stellantis as much as General Motors and Ford, but it is what it is. Yes, it is. You're right, Ant like the bug. Yes, it is. It's used for everything. Oil runs its fingers through everything. And I got a lot of money in oils. Gas, oil, fuel, all of it. He said, I don't sell either. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of selling. I buy and hold. Collect divs. As the dividends pile up, I look for opportunity to reinvest that money. Sometimes in the same company, maybe a lot of times in another company, depending on where I see the best opportunity to reinvest that money. And right now, because I've been doing it so long, my portfolio, the money that I've been getting in dividends is how I reinvest. I don't really take any more money out of my pocket. Sometimes I do, but my portfolios feed itself now because I've been doing this for a long time. Because I'm getting a decent amount of money monthly wise, I get dividends almost every single night. But my portfolio takes care of itself. It feeds itself. I just keep reinvesting the money over time. And that is the move that I've taken and I've been doing over here. So even if you start out and it looks kind of ugly, because it did for me for a while, I stuck to the same pattern. I kept doing the same move. I brought most of my stuff out of the red because I kept lowering averages. Now my portfolio is in the green a lot, not just one. All of my portfolios in the green pretty good. The income that I'm seeing out of it is pretty good in my opinion. And every time I reinvest that money, it does increase my for the most part, it's been increasing my dividend payout. So it's like getting a raise every month. Take the money, reinvest, in hopes that the dividend payout and your return comes back pretty good the next month. So the next month comes along, I collect more dividends, I reinvest. Every day I see more dividends, I just reinvest that money. Now it's just, rinse and repeat. That's it. I don't do nothing spectacular. I don't do nothing, I don't think nothing that I'm doing is groundbreaking. I think it's just common sense approach. That's all. Oh, yeah? Well, that's what's up, bro, man. Like I said, William, man, keep going, bro. Like, a lot of people don't realize how much a lot of this noise that they hear over the media and stuff like that is just noise and distractions. Is what I call them. Noise and distractions. And like the bug saying, Ron's opinion, money matters. and exactly. Most of it is noise and distraction. But if you pay close attention, you can win. A lot of it is noise and distractions. And if you on my channel, you're going to know. A lot of it's noise and distractions. I argue with people all the time. They come and call me names and they go through the noise and distraction. But a lot of times they will not sit back and listen to a lot of stuff that I'm saying because they're so busy caught in their emotion and trying to argue with me to get an aha moment. Yep. And they'll argue with me to get an aha moment, but they won't sit back and actually listen to some of the stuff that I'm saying to say, you know what, there's some of this man might be saying might actually be beneficial or work for me. You know what I'm saying? And here's my point to that. Now, Blinkadoo, which I know is just another, one of those people. These people don't even read the room when they come in. They don't even hear what's going on, what's being said. What they do is they come in exactly how they come in. Now, that's noise. That's the noise that I be talking about. is people like that with the noise. You know what I'm saying? And which I don't care. That's what they do. They come in with the noise, right? But again, I pay attention. And I've been listening to everything that was going on campaign wise, and I knew that I was going where I was going to invest my money. None of what I said was by chance. It was very, very decisive in my investment strategy, based off of the direction I seen the country about to go. And almost 90% of the stuff that I was talking about and the direction that I was going to go, I was telling people on my channel what I was going to do. On the little bit of money that I had to work with, where direction I was going to go. And 90% of the direction that I went, I'm in the green. I'm winning. I stay locked in all the time. I ain't going to say I ignore the noise. What I do is I pay attention to what's about to happen and where the direction things are going to go. I don't listen to the rhetoric. The rhetoric is for everybody else. I listen to what really is going to work. And if someone has an idea that the country is going to go in a certain direction, I need to pay attention to see if it makes sense. See, it's one thing to say this is what we want to do as a politician. Doesn't matter who the politician is. What we want to do this with it doesn't make sense. Is what you're saying possible? Or are you just trying to actually get my vote? Or what you saying is possible. And once I've did my homework and see that it's possible, if it happens, I position myself. That's why I bought Ford. That's why I bought General Motors. That's why I bought Stellantis. And I went to find out what these companies were going to do. That's why I buy stock in mining. That's why I was getting mineral stuff. Energy companies, fuel companies, gas companies. And once I start hurting them coming at the medical field, I waited. And I'm going to buy up the medical field as much as I can too, because I know in the long term, if they redirect things, I'm going to win on that front too. And I'm a number, and me and you are the same thing. I'm a numbers guy. I am a numbers guy to no end, and that is the only reason why I pay attention to it, because it works for me. Because I know how much of an influence it has on how things are going to go. That's why I pay attention. People get on here and they'll say, "Oh, you killed me for this person." All right, whatever. At the end of the day, the results. You can't argue with results. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody try to argue, I'm like, you can't argue with results. Anybody right now that has a 401k, looking at it today compared to a couple of years ago, they happy. If they got their stuff in the right places. If they got a 401k or any investment right now, they happy. Because their stuff is actually recovered. If they had it for a while where their money was gone. Now, a lot of people, because they thought there was going to be a bankrupt, they jumped out as opposed to going hard. When I seen everything goes and get bad, I go harder. I say, this is where I go harder. And then the flip side of it is, if I can stomach it long enough, I end up seeing the benefit down the road. That's it. And they already know gangster-wise it's going to, most of these people are going to flush you out of that. Yeah. William, I agree with you. But see, now, I don't know how this medical thing is going to play out, right? I really don't. But I know that the way Trump wants to do it is he don't want it to he don't want to subsidize it that way. He want to give it directly for the people to pay so that people can take that money and pay medical bills that choose their medical on their own. I like a competitive market. This is just me. I like a competitive market. I think when someone has to compete for your dollar, you get more value for your dollar. And I think sometimes it will actually bring down the cost of certain things. And then the companies that are running these businesses have to become more creative in how to turn a profit. And a lot of times it sharpens you because it challenges you. And that's where I look at it is it's going to challenge you to become more sharp on how to turn a profit as opposed to being bailed out every time you make a bad financial choice. So with me, if I can ride it out the long term, it might be beneficial. I might get my behind handed to me. Or it might be beneficial. Either way, I'm gonna ride it out. I just came to remind you that all Democrat locals is a jackass for a reason, you jackass. What they got to do with me? I don't know if you're Eric. I don't know if you're talking to me because it's I don't vote Democrat, but for those that I don't vote Democrats. I don't think you're talking to me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And I didn't vote for Democrats. In my personal opinion, I think the Democratic Party is the worst thing that ever happened to mostly black communities. And that's just my personal opinion. Everybody else may have a different opinion on it. That's their choice. It's just my personal opinion. I just think it has no benefit. I don't see the benefit of voting Democrat ever again in life. I just don't see it. I see the negative results. And until I see some positive results in the communities that they so-called serve, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm going to stay at. But again, back to the money talk. For me personally, I'm going to hold on to my crypto. And like I said, this is probably the most money I've ever, like, don't get me wrong, I don't have a lot of money. What's up, Mike Sports Vibe? How you doing? God bless you, brother. Thank you for coming in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank y'all for watching. Listen, I've been loading up on crypto. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I might be flat out wrong about this. I'm gonna tell you right now, I might be flat out wrong about this. But there is something in me, and this is emotional, which I should not be thinking emotionally, but it is what it is. I've been loading up on crypto, and most of them been meme coins. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Now, except for maybe Solana and Ethereum, which are not meme coins, I got them in Robinhood because Robinhood at this point is stacking. And stacking to me is just almost like the dividends. So that's kind of my move. So with the Solana and with Ethereum, I'm holding on to them because I know they stack. But the meme coins, I'm loading it. I'm loading it heavy. So I'm loading up on Bonk. I'm loading up on Trump Coin. I'm loading up on PP, Pepe, whatever they call it. I'm loading them up, especially Bonk. Bonk is the one I'm loading up probably the most money I've done in crypto in a long time. I am heavy loaded in Bonk. That's where I'm going. And I might get my behind handed to me in this one. I don't know. But we're going to see how it goes. And some may say, why Bonk? Mainly because of where the market cap is. That Bonk crypto, where the market cap is my biggest reason why. I don't see a lot of money in the market cap. And actually, another one I'm loading up on in market cap and ain't that high too is Tezos. I think I'm saying that right. Tezos. Because the market cap, again, ain't that high. That's why I'm going in. And that's what I'm going at. Yeah, we talking finances. I know the trolls are probably not happy about it because they want to, that TDS that they got can't help themselves. They just feel the need to talk about it. But Belly Boy, how you doing? God bless you. Make sure you hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. But we're going to see how this is going to play out. Like I said, I might get my behind handed to me on this one. Most of what I have invested are dividend stocks. Stocks that are pay out some form of dividend. There's some losers for me, what I consider. They're not really losers, but I'm going to keep rolling where I'm going at. I'm going to keep pressing where I'm going. I'm going to always buy my dividend stocks, no matter what. How do I use idle cash? William, I'm going to tell you exactly how I use it. Where is it at? I don't want to say this the wrong way. And I'm going to put this in the chat. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm explaining you what I do. All right. I just put that in the chat. JPST. That's where idle money go. And I'm explaining y'all why. It's not really idle because it's in an ETF. But for those that don't know, this is the only thing that I would buy, even if it's green for me, because that's where I store idle money at. And I'm explaining to you why. It always hovers around that $50 mark. JP Morgan Ultra Short Income. JPST is one of those ultra short income ETF that always hovers around $50 a share. A little more than $50 a share. It pays out a monthly dividend, close to about 20 cents. Because I know they don't fluctuate a whole lot, is where I idle my money at. That's it. And if I see a lot of opportunity somewhere else, I will close out some of my positions there, take the money, move it into those other companies that I see are down a whole lot. And then if the market starts to recover back, then I'll start filtering the money back into JPST as I get dividends. I'll keep going back there. So that's where I put idle money at. Some of it is sitting in money that draw interest, but the vast majority of it will go there. What's up, Winston? Winston, how you doing? God bless you. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, so that's where I put my idle money in. And I'll see how that's where I store it, and it works for me. It does. Excuse me, y'all, but I had to get that out. But it works for me. And make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. And it's worked for me for the most part. But William, I got to say, I appreciate the conversation, man. Or woman, I'm not too sure. I'm going to say man. You just don't know nowadays. I can't see a face over there. But okay, yeah, and that's pretty much me too. Now I will put some in AGG, some of the other ones too, but the bigger one I usually use is JPST. That's why I brought that up, because that's the one I use. I do stick them in some of the other ones, bonds and stuff like that. Vanguard bonds and I forget the other ones. But I do like I think it's AGG or AGG. I do stick them in some of the other ones. But the vast majority of them is JPST, because if I want something that ain't going to fluctuate a whole lot, but also give me some form of dividend, that's the way I usually go. Nah, I never use M1 Finance. I never even heard of M1 Finance. I have no idea what you're talking about, but help a brother out one day and let me know what you're talking about, because I never use it. But yeah, that's been my move, and for the most part, it's worked for me. And I mean, a lot of people use, like, I'm be honest with you, I don't use graphs. Like, I use the graphs that come with that, but I don't. You know, some people use all the trading candlesticks and all this. I really don't. I don't use none of that stuff. I mean, I guess it works for those that use it, but I just don't. Like, I stick to what I do. And oh, okay, yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'm probably end up looking into it just to get my idea. When somebody mentions something new to me, I usually try to write it down. But I'm gonna write that down just so I can kind of get an idea what you're talking about if I'm not too sure about it. When I usually get time, I usually go look into it. But I'm gonna write that down just to kind of get an idea. Appreciate the information, because I don't, you never know. And I will look into it and see what that's about. What the brokerage account is about, whatever. I mentioned it before. I use Robinhood. I do use Webull. and I use the Cash App and crypto.com. I mean, not crypto.com. Yeah, crypto.com. They started allowing you to buy stock over there along with crypto. Um, I don't use it a whole lot, but my bigger two that I use the most is Robinhood and the Cash App. For some reason, I just think they're a lot easier. It works a little better for me. I don't like complicated stuff. I don't like a whole lot of going on. Oh man, that I like that idea. Now that I like. That I like. That you know what I think I'm really going to look into that because that actually is a feature that I never heard. That actually I'm gonna have to definitely look into it because that's actually a feature that I probably would want to use. Because I don't think in mine you can't do that. That's actually I like that idea though. Tanisha, I'm sorry, Tuna. I mean gladiator, whatever. I don't know what that is. But are those guns real? Yes, they are. I'm sorry. Y'all put these weird names in me. Like, yes, they are. How do you feel about ICE kidnapping people? Yeah, I like that idea. Honestly, I think that's great. They need to legalize fully automatic. Why haven't they? I agree with that. I think I don't. I think for me personally, I'm a two-way person. I think everybody, if you're American, you should have access to the best weapons possible. No limitations. Like I said, I don't. You if you over there in this country illegally and they send you back, that's not kidnapping. That's getting criminals out of the country and back to where they're supposed to be. I'm Republican, but that's messed up. Yeah, you say so. I don't know if y'all can call it kidnapping, but how you label something and what's actually happening is two different things. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, but the other feature, like everything else, William, in my opinion, kind of like you probably think the same way too. There's always pros and cons to everything, but I think that one feature might override the other part. You know what I'm saying? Like that one feature where you can set those percentages probably will override the limitations of the other part. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But depending on the person's uses and what they need, I think that one feature that you mentioned might actually override the other one. Yeah, so in my opinion, I think that's actually a good feature. You know what I mean? So I wrote it down on my paper of notes that I keep right here for certain different things. And that one right there is one I'm gonna keep on the books, and I'm gonna look into it when I get a chance to. My brother out the pit, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Appreciate you showing up, brother. I know you're probably busy out there doing your thing or whatever. You know what I mean? But God bless you, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, I'm at the point where I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all hanging in there. William, man, it was a good conversation. Fridays is usually the days I do talk a lot more about investing and stuff like that. So my Friday show at 10 o'clock, 10:15, I usually do it there. I'm still going to come in tomorrow and talk more about money and stuff like that. See how things go. All right, cool. Appreciate it. So tomorrow, I'm still gonna get back into talking about money because I usually do money talk, broke man investing. I usually do it on Fridays, and that's usually my day for that. And so it's not because I'm doing it this way. I just said let's talk about it, and this is the direction that we went, and I'm glad we went this way because I like talking this way. Yeah, I can get into politics and the conversation and stuff like that, and all of the people that trolls and stuff like that. But I really the energy for that, and I knew they was going to be limited today anyway, and I knew it. I already knew that the trolls was going to be very limited today because they're not liking how this is playing out for them. But it is what it is. But I thank every single one of y'all for coming in on this live, making sure y'all hit the like button, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. It's been a blessing. I really enjoyed myself. Thank y'all for spending y'all time over here. And like I always say, outside of anything and everything I say, Ron's opinion don't matter. But when it comes to having a relationship with Jesus Christ, that's the only opinion, in my opinion, matters. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. Every single one of y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.